So welcome everybody. This is the first video for the YouTube channel. So basically I'm doing this video in order for me to record my portfolio and to always keep in track of my progress. So I was thinking about why not I create a YouTube video that I just so that I can know what I'm doing during the progress, and we'll see how it goes within the next 5 years, 10 years. And I sort of treated it as like a how they record, as a journal to record the trades. So first of all, I want to welcome everybody to this channel, and basically I'll be doing monthly update if possible on the portfolios or on the companies that I buy. And I will also be discussing about some of the news during certain period of time. So it depends on whether or not, if there's like very big news, I might create some short videos to talk about it and my views on it, and to see whether or not if I'm interested in looking at the company or perhaps buying it and holding it long term. So now I'll be talking about the strategies that I will be using. All right, I managed to get my annotation app to work. I was having trouble because if I close this, it will just for example, if I close this and I click on it, it will just disappear. I have to like alternate shift in order for it to reappear, so on. But hey, at least it works well. But anyways, so I'm now going to talk about the three main strategies that I'll be using on my portfolio. So it really depends. If in the future there might be some changes, so it depends on the progress that we have. But so here are the three. So the first one is going to be, I'm buying growth company. All right, so basically it's about being able to gain capitals from how the markets grow. So for instance, growth company like Nvidia, Palantir, or maybe Amazon. So it's interesting that Amazon, Jeff Bezos is actually now focusing on AI chips. So Amazon now is actually entering another phase of its company. And yeah, I'm actually looking forward to buy it, but now it's actually a bit too expensive. So I'll be waiting. And the second is going to be dividend growth. Dividend growth. Yes. So this strategy basically is that I will be buying strong, mature company that each year they give a consistent returns, while at the same time being able to pay dividends. So company like Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Starbucks, or like Nike. I've been putting my eyes on Nike lately, as it's actually all over the news. Plus, we can go to see Nike for a while actually. So Nike has experienced a long-term downtrend. Look at this. So this downtrend starts at 21st of November until now. It's been like 3 years. Yeah, it's 3 years already. So but overall, if we see the weekly chart, this is actually a healthy uptrend. So it's just facing some correction. However, it's a bit long-term corrections, and I'm actually looking forward to buy it. But as for now, I am currently just waiting for it to be right at below at its intrinsic value. So we're going to talk about all of this, how I'll be looking at the things to whether or not decide if I'm buying this or if I'm buying that. So that really depends on what we'll be discussing later on. So let me get my apps here. Okay. So now the third, oh my God, this is the problem that I've been hating all the time. All right. So the third strategies that I'll be looking at is completely just trade based on technicals. All right, for example, if I'm trading consolidations, or if I'm trading an uptrend on a 50 MA or 150 MA, and yeah, but this trade, I won't be focusing more on companies, but rather than I'll be focusing more on like gold, GLD, like ETFs, gold, and maybe Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, I'll be using like IBIT ETFs or Blackwell or anything other ETFs that are related. I'm not buying like Bitcoin or gold itself because it's actually more easy for me to access ETFs as of like stocks, and it's actually available in the platform or the brokers that I have been using. The broker that I'm using right now is actually MooMoo. So me personally, I live in Malaysia, so there have been certain options for me. So the first one is going to be IBKR, Interactive Broker. I believe you all have heard of this. This is a very famous one. And then we have MooMoo. And then recently we have this Weeble. Yeah, so actually I have all the accounts, but for this video I'm going to mainly be sharing and updating the account of MooMoo. So the reason is that I have most of my capital in MooMoo, and for IBKR and Weeble, they are like really small capitals, and I was thinking about afterwards choosing one of these and conclude them into one account. So I will still be deciding which account that I will finalize to use, but that really depends. But if you have any idea or you have any views on this, just leave a comment, let me know what your thought on which is the brokers that you love most, or which is the broker that is the best that you think. And also, if you're interested in opening a MooMoo account, there's a link down below. I'll be putting a referral code, so you'll be getting some of the goodies. But of course, I'll also be having the involvement of getting the same reward or some reward as well. So yeah, but if you're interested, feel free to use the referral code or the link. All right, so let us, as mentioned, I will be using the 3 strategies. So growth, dividend, as well as trading. So basically, let us look at the third one first. All right, so basically, as I said, we will be looking at like Bitcoins or gold, so on and so forth. So basically, for both setup, gold over here, I am actually, let me just pop my moving average over here. So gold right now is actually in a indecisive move, so it kind of like consolidating around this area. I am actually waiting for him to do either it breaks up over here, and I will be looking opportunities to buy if it retests this certain area, or in other ways, I'm looking forward for gold to tank. Okay, to tank to this level around 200 moving average, or perhaps 150. Either one, I'll be looking to buy. But as mentioned, I won't be buying gold itself, but instead I'll be buying the ETFs of gold, which is Spider Gold Trust. Yeah, this is the one. I actually bought some previously. It's like I ride trend about here and then I exit trades. Okay, let me just remove the drawing here. So yeah, this is basically the ETF that I will be using in order to trade gold. And as for Bitcoin, I'm currently having a position here, which I bought last year. Yeah, last year. I mean, it's like few weeks to 1 week ago. Is it? So I bought at this level around like yeah, around this level that it's currently trading at. I almost got stop out, but if it got stop out, hey, I'm just gonna take the loss. I'm gonna move on because Bitcoin overall, I'm looking bullish on it, and bought over here. So if it somehow tanks, I'll be stopping out at this level and maybe look for opportunity if it comes back lower to this 78k range. So the thing is that we'll be waiting for Trump to become the official president for 2025, and yeah, we'll see how the regulations to crypto will affect the market. Yeah, I'm actually quite looking forward to it, but we'll see. We'll never know what's gonna happen, but that's the beauty of trading. You have to make decisions based on what you have in front of you. And yep, so that's the trading part. As for the first two strategy that I'll be using, which is to buy a growth company or to buy a dividend growth company. So just a heads up that I personally use Finviz as to record my watch list. So previously I have a watch list on the trading view. So for example, I just have a lot of them save up, but eventually there's a lot of tickers, a lot of companies to look at, so I can't fit all of them into it because the free version only allows 30 companies with it. Yeah, so then I have to look for another options, and I came up with using Finviz, so allowing me to have a wide range as well as to like categorize what company that I want to have, like dividend income. So here are some of the lists of the companies that I'll be considering. Of course, all of this being listed are those companies that I already look at their financial reports, the performance, their ROI, ROE, so on and so forth. So I will be going through that. So the main difference between these dividend and growth is that both of them I want to see a consistent revenue and consistent in income. So long term may be more restrictive because I have to make sure that this company over the long run it is able to beat the market. So in all the aspects that I'll be looking, revenue, the net income, the free cash flow, the debt, I want it to be more optimized. Whereas for income, dividend income, instead of looking at the financial, but of course we'll be looking at it also, but I will be specifically looking at those companies that are well known and that are like really that having high economic mode, like Coca-Cola. So can you actually imagine that starting tomorrow, there will be no such brand as Coca-Cola? People can live without it. McDonald's, Nike, so on and so forth. Starbucks. Yeah, Starbucks is actually one of them. And for analysis part, I will be using macro trends. So if you're interested, I'll be putting the link down below so that you can access, or you can just go into Google and type macrotrends.net, and then it will just came out a long way this for you. And you just have to type, for example, we'll be looking at Nike, for example. Yeah, so here is the way for you to access, and there are lots of information for you to look at: the revenue, the income, all those stuff. Yeah, look at this. So for example, we can look at Nike. From 2015 to 2024, the revenue is clearly in an uptrend. We're seeing some growth in the sales. So what about net income? The money that they earn after all operations, income, after all deducting all expenses. So yeah, consider that it actually in a uptrend. See that? So moving on, we'll be looking at the cash on hand. So the free cash flow. They're also having really high stack of cash. This is, I forgot the number, 11 billion on cash. So Nike is actually pretty safe in terms of the amount of money they have. It will, and when it deals with increase in interest rate, they won't have any problem because they already have a pile of stack of for cash. They're not afraid of any high interest because they don't need to borrow any money. They have cash. So as I said, Nike is in my radar right now. I'm actually looking at Nike and look at some of the metrics. So quick ratio, current ratios. So current ratio in simple is that if current ratio is greater than 1, meaning the company is actually in good states. So good balance of assets and liabilities. So it's kind of like if the company go fully bankrupt, or if the company was to shut down, and if it has to pay off all the debts and liabilities, it is able to pay off them because the assets is actually greater than the liabilities. So, and for the ROE, it's stunning value of 93 ROE. And I do have to mention that for any company that we'll be looking at, all right, let me change some color. Yeah, give me blue. So for any company that we'll be looking at, especially for growth company, we will be strictly having ROE to be greater than 12%, as well as ROI. But ROI, I actually will be looking at another value, which is ROIC. They are kind of similar, but no. And how I will be accessing the ROIC is through Google Focus. So let me type the value. I have the link ready for me to use. So here it is. So for example, if I'll be looking at Nike, yeah, so Nike gives a ROIC of 21%. This is great. It actually met or exceed the requirement that we want. So this company is considered as a good company, and I will also be looking for to buy it. It's just that now, at this moment of time, I will wait. I will be waiting Nike to go below its intrinsic value. So its intrinsic value here I mark is $66, and plus this huge downtrend is unstoppable. I don't want to catch the falling knife. I definitely don't want to catch the falling knife, but hey, if it goes below my intrinsic value, I'll be looking forward to buy. And the other way is that if my 50 moving average starts to moving up alongside with my 150 and cross below it, forming like an uptrend direction, then I'll be looking forward to enter. And this formation might work if it trends above like the price around 80 to 70, 80 to 90s actually. So yeah, we'll be waiting for 90s. And we'll see how we will enter this. So that's basically how I look at the company. So the main three things: revenue, our net income, the cash flow, and then the ROE, and then ROIC. Okay, ROIC using Guru Focus. This is how I do it. And for information, I also look at the debt. So I want to see if the company has greater in cash than is in debt. So I want to see whether or not the cash is being able to pay off all the debts right now. So here is the debt, which is the value doesn't actually update all the time. So the latest one is actually 6,000 millions, I think 6 billions if I'm not mistaken. So as mentioned that we have for cash is, yep, it's actually greater, all right, greater than the debt. So I want to find this kind of company that has consistent improve in sales, net income, the free cash flow that it holds. But this actually depends, because as long as your company has a huge pile of cash, but then it's like decreasing, that's okay, because sometimes the company actually reinvest their cash onto new stuff that will actually become their new source of income. So as long as the company has a large pile of free cash, then the company should be fine, alongside with a high ROE and ROIC that's greater than 12%. As for dividend, so basically, right, I'm a actually very realistic person. Previously, I look at the dividend by just scrolling down this trading view. Hey, you see dividend yield 3.12%. Oh, great. And then when I see something crazy, right, like the Ultra Group, holy cow, the dividend of 7.65%, I'm buying it, I don't care. But then as far as I know, I don't know whether you guys know this company. The ticket is MO, but overall it's actually in a healthy recovery, and now it's actually trending up. This might be an opportunity for me to buy. However, the report that I look at is actually, I don't quite like it, so that's the thing. And plus a high dividend yield of 7.6%. This is tempting, right? This is tempting. All right, sometimes when using macro trends, you just type the tickers over the search bar. It just sometimes it doesn't show the result. You have to go on the link and type it, the short form of the ticker on the link, and only then it pops up. It's very strange. I don't know why this search bar is here for when you can use the link. So for the cash, it's good. It's over 3.5 billion of cash. All right, it's decreasing, but hey, it doesn't really affect because it's still a large pile of money. As for ROE, let me see, and the current ratio is actually quite low, 0.4%. But we'll be seeing, actually, because I do understand that this company gives huge dividends to the holders. So yeah, and ROE negative 200. So for this one, I can understand ROE is negative form because as you can see over the long term, from starting from 2017 until 2020 is a huge downtrend. And only reason we have a consolidation and alongside with a new uptrends. Yeah, I'm actually tempting to buy this, but let us go through the reports again together. All right. So, oh sorry, ROE is bad, but it actually can be better, and ROI is actually good, 73%. Let's us look at Guru Focus to obtain the ROIC value. So the ROIC 29% is quite good. So moving on, looking at the statement. Okay, the revenue. So I can see the values from here. The revenue is actually, oh, okay. The revenue is kind of consolidating, and then on the recent years it starts decreasing. So that's something that I am worried. I'm worried because it gives out really high dividend, while at the same time they have poor revenues. Not like poor revenues, but like decreasing over the year. This is worrying. This is not something that I will be looking to hold long term because it's very dangerous. As for the net income, oh, surprisingly, consider this as an uptrend for short-term years. Yeah. Actually, I do want to see the revenue going up, because the only thing that's stopping me to buy this stock immediately is because of its revenue. I want to see consistent growth. Maybe in the future, maybe somehow in the future. And I'll be also waiting for the 2024 result. If it's higher, I might pay more attention on it to see how the company changes. But if it's lower, no, I am putting this on the waiting list and wait. All right, it's great. It really is a great company. All right, the ROI, everything, cash, huge pile of cash. It's just that the revenue is a bit fall behind. And we can actually see consequently decreasing revenue. Well, it's just a small miss on revenue. I mean, it's still crazy ass high revenue. Look at this, 2.24 billion. Yeah, 24 billion. This is huge. But as for now, we'll be not buying. Okay, we're just gonna wait. I'm waiting to see 2024 revenue. If it's higher, I'll be considering buying. If it's lower, then we're gonna wait for more few years. Okay, so I think I'll wrap up the video here. There's still a lot of things to talk about, but I'm currently in my final week of semester, so I'm preparing an exam. So yeah, I will see you on the next month, on the next update, whenever it is. But if you're really interested in this kind of video and you want to have early notification if I have new updates, yeah, please subscribe to the YouTube channels and leave a like to support me. And next month is actually Chinese New Year, and we'll see. It depends on whether or not I'm busy or whatnot, but I will actually try my best to record a new updates because I haven't shown my portfolio yet. The MooMoo for desktop app is actually a bit laggy, and it does not work well. It's super lag. I don't know whether it's only for me, it's only my problem, but it's super lag for me. Whenever I reopen the windows, it will like pop the corners slowly and then finally in full windows. It's very strange. So I am still thinking a way of showing my portfolio, and yeah, we'll be talking more companies that my current portfolio has. Did I just hit the mic? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So, yep, that is all for this video. If you like it, please do subscribe. Alright, so I have to wrap this up. If you like this video, please leave the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more updates, and we'll see you on the next one.